Hello, everyone. I'm here today with Ervyn Gregoire. He is a financial advisor and college financial representative at Northwestern Mutual, and he graduated from UCF in the spring of 2021 with a bachelor's in integrated business. Ervyn, I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Faith, thank you so much for the invitation. I appreciate you and the entire IB program.
Of course, thank you. All right, Ervyn. So the first question I have for you is tell us about Northwestern Mutual and what you do there.
So Northwestern Mutual differentiates itself from a lot of other advisors in the market, where we try to prioritize the planning and the financial planning that we do around the individual's goals and priorities. So we really put what is important to the individual first, and then try to build a healthy financial relationship from that point on.
Awesome. Could you tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Northwestern Mutual?
Absolutely, Faith. It's kind of a funny story because I'm sure that a lot of the IB majors know about GBE courses and Milani. And one of the requirements was for us to, get out there and really branch out and visit the different events that were going on at campus at that time. And this is kind of pre-COVID, so it's a little bit different. But at that time, there was the career fair happening, and I just chose to throw my hat in the ring and really just put my best foot forward. Kind of get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because no, everyone's gonna be nervous, kind of in that space. We're all kind of looking for an opportunity, and really just finding the right match. You don't really know until you're out there. You're really looking. You're actively looking. And I came across the table with Northwestern Mutual. Someone was standing there, super friendly, really nice, and that is actually somebody that I've become really close with at the company. And from there, I've come into the company through the internship. So that was a really great experience for me while I was still in school and taking classes during my last semester. I elected to get into the internship and went through the process of doing that. And that process isn't the easiest, but it is definitely worth it at the end, because of not only the resume status that you get with that, but as well as the literal business experience that you get firsthand.
Right. I love what you said about finding the perfect match. I think that's really important for college students looking for a job outside of college. All right. And how do you think your previous job experience as a server helped you at Northwestern Mutual?
Faith, it's actually funny that you bring that up. Um, I think last month or so, I was actually invited out to the IB panel to speak to some of the students and talk to them about like how you can connect your real work experience and the current job experience that you have to those future jobs, and applying them to the careers that you want to get into. And a lot of people, I realize, overlook their experience as servers and experience in the food industry, or whatever firsthand experience that you kind of got into as just something to get you by for the meantime. Um, a lot of the time, you're using a lot of soft skills that you work on in the IB program: communication, leadership, the ability to follow organizational skills. All these things are things that you get to work on a daily basis, just through those cultures that you're already a part of. And I realized, for me, I used my server experience for me to work on not just communicating um, vertically, which meaning like really to my superiors, but also communicating horizontally, where I was communicating to my peers and understanding where their frustrations were and how we can communicate on a better level, so that way we can increase the productivity in the work environment. And your server skills, it works on all those things. Whether you're dealing with you're dealing with customers coming in, guests coming in, and some guests are abbreviated for time, or whether you're dealing with a celebration for someone, you're being a part of their, like, you're being a part of that experience, you're creating experience for someone. um, it definitely holds a lot of value. So you never want to downplay that, and you want to utilize that in the best way possible when going into your career.
Right. Well, that leads perfect into my next question, which was how would you say that learning soft skills from the integrated business program helped you in your career at Northwestern Mutual?
Well, Faith, like you said, great segue, right? Um,
Yes.
I mean, those soft skills are actively something that it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Honestly, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I really like that saying because it's everyday practicing. It's everyday practicing, and that's not fun. It's usually not fun for anybody, but those that can actually do that, you create kind of a callus that enables you to do more. It enables you to withstand more. And what I mean by withstand more, I mean there are going to be times where you're trying to use your best soft skills and it's just not working in that situation. And that's okay. That, like, you got to be okay with learning that every time is not going to be a win. And I think that's something that your soft skills really allow you to gain comfort with, is that you learn from those experiences and then you take those experiences on and you apply them to the future.
Awesome. So, with that, what kind of jobs do you have for integrated business students, either technical or non-technical jobs?
So at Northwestern Mutual, we are con- constantly hiring, constantly looking for really good, hardworking individuals that want to grow and work on not just themselves, but work on impacting lives. Now, if we were talking about like more of the technical side of things, we do have financial planning services teams, where you do have to get certifications, and the company actually helps you with getting the study material and obtaining the kind of schedule for you to get onboarded, where now you have that license and you can get that financial planning services job, whether you wanted to go a route like myself where I had to obtain like different licenses like the series 6, series 7, SIE, and now that those are the things that I'm working on in addition to obtaining my 214 license and being able to cover things on the life insurance end. So, I mean, if you wanted to look at it in a microscopic view, you can go from the side of being in front, on the front lines, being able to communicate with individuals, have conversations, and being in front of clients. Um, or you can go the technical side and really just be on the back end of things, working the business and being able to understand the numbers and building plans and things of that sort.
Awesome. Do you personally work with any other former integrated business graduates?
So I actually do. I actually do. I graduated with Madison May, and she was actually in the internship as well with me. So we were able to complete that and kind of work that journey together. And it was great to see someone else in the program striving for what I was striving, but in a different fashion. And I think that's the greatest thing about IB, is that we can be headed for the same goal but taking different routes. And that doesn't necessarily mean that her way was wrong or my way was wrong, but it's what worked individually for us. And we had a few other people that were also in the IB program that we went through the internship with, and some of us have converted over to being full time. Where I mean, we work alongside each other now, and we have cubicles that are like one space away from each other. So it's really cool to see how we've grown, to see our practice growing, and to see the clients that we're getting to impact now, and the way that we're getting to network and build our practices up.
That is awesome, especially since you can all stay in touch since you're all close by there. That's awesome. All
Uh,
right. And what are some specific qualities that can make a prospect stand out when applying at Northwestern Mutual?
so some specific qualities would be things like grit, being able to be disciplined, understanding that would with great expectations, I'm sorry, not great expectations, with what much is given, much is expected, is what I meant to say. And for a lot of IB students, I would recommend looking into the internship. Um, and if you needed an honorable mention, please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I hope that my info will be shared on here. And
Yes.
yeah, awesome. So
Yes,
connect
I will
with me
do
on
that.
LinkedIn. Allow me to give an honorable mention for you and point you in the right direction, and look into how you can learn about time management. You learn about like financial health. You learn about how to project generational wealth and allow other people to come into the conversation and learn about it.
Awesome. And my last question for you is what are some things college students looking to work in your field can do to get their foot in the door?
Definitely the internship. Like I feel like I've mentioned that a couple times, but the internship is there to help you, and it definitely works very well with like a school schedule. Being able to kind of have that like working in between your day job that you need to be able to keep yourself surviving with, along with school, and then still being able to apply your knowledge to an internship that will give you some real world business experience. Um, I think that would be the best advice that I can give someone, especially if they're still a student and really looking to get that real world experience.
Awesome. Well, that's all of the questions I have for you, Ervin. Thank you so much for all of this information. I'm sure it'll help a lot of IB students.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you, Faith, for the call, and go IB.
Yes, go IB.